I catfished my own boyfriend to prove he would cheat on me. My name is Anna. I'm 23 and I did the thing everyone online tells you never to do. I catfished my own boyfriend. I didn't start out planning some big scheme. I honestly just wanted to prove to myself that my anxiety was lying. I'd been with Mark for almost 2 years. We met at university, moved in together after graduation, and from the outside we looked solid. He posted me on his socials. We went to family events together. He talked about our future apartment and our future dog. But there were little cracks I kept ignoring. He always kept his phone face down. He took it with him even to the bathroom. He'd get weirdly defensive if I asked who he was texting, saying things like, "You don't trust me?" in that annoyed tone that shuts the conversation down. I'd been cheated on before, so I kept telling myself I was just projecting old wounds on a new person. Then one night, we were watching TV on the couch when a notification popped up on his lock screen from an app I didn't recognize. It said, "New match, don't keep her waiting." He grabbed the phone so fast he almost dropped it, mumbled something about an old account, and turned off his screen. My stomach dropped, but I smiled like nothing was wrong. Later, lying in bed next to him while he snored, I stared at the ceiling and made a deal with myself. Either I was going to trust him completely, or I was going to find out the truth even if it destroyed everything. That's when the idea hit me. If he had a secret profile, I could make one too. Same app, fake name, fake photos. Not to trap some random guy, but to see what my boyfriend would do if the perfect stranger slid into his inbox and said all the things I knew he liked to hear. It felt wrong and a little pathetic, but it also felt like the only way I'd finally shut up that voice in my head that kept whispering he'd cheat if he had the chance. Setting up the fake profile felt like building a costume I never wanted to wear. I downloaded the same app, used a different email, and named my alter ego Leah. I didn't steal anyone's identity. I used free stock photos and an AI-generated picture that looked real enough but wasn't an actual person. I made her exactly Mark's type. Brunette, big smile, loves indie bands and bad horror movies. Her bio was basically a Frankenstein of things I'd heard him say he liked about me mixed with things he'd complained I didn't do enough. Impulsive, always down for last-minute adventures, not looking for anything serious, just vibes. Within an hour of swiping in our city, I found him. Same username he always uses for games, same age, same job in his bio, a set of photos I'd never seen before, clearly taken on nights he'd told me he was too tired to go out. My hands were sweating when I hit like. A few minutes later, it's a match. I stared at the screen for a long time before sending the first message. I typed, "Did we just match, or has the app finally done something right?" It was the kind of flirty, low-effort opener I've seen 100 times. He replied almost instantly, "Guess it did something right. How's your night?" No mention of a girlfriend. No hesitation. Just smooth, confident flirting with a stranger while I sat 10 feet away in the next room, listening to the faint sound of his fingers tapping on his screen. Over the next few days we kept talking. He told Leah he was single but busy, that he wasn't looking for a relationship but open to seeing where things go. He complained about clingy girls and jealous types, completely unaware he was describing me to the fake woman he was trying to impress. Every time my phone buzzed with a new message from him, I felt sick. I'd set this up, sure, but he was the one choosing what to say. He was the one choosing to keep going. The more we talked, the worse it got. He started steering the conversation into late-night territory, asking Leah what she wore to bed, if she preferred cuddling or trouble, sending selfies that were just a little too suggestive for someone who was supposedly not looking for anything serious. I never sent explicit photos back. I kept it on the edge, just enough to see how far he'd go. One night, around midnight, he wrote, "We should hang out sometime, just you and me. No expectations, just fun." I stared at that sentence for a long time. I typed, "Wouldn't your girlfriend mind?" Even though I already knew exactly what he'd say. The 3 dots blinked for several seconds. Then, "Nah, I'm not really with anyone, just talking to someone. It's casual." Talking to someone. Casual. We lived together. We shared rent, a bed, a life. I felt like I'd been slapped. I pushed once more. "So you're free to do what you want?" His reply, "Pretty much. I don't owe explanations to anyone." That was the moment my stomach finally stopped trying to defend him. The illusion shattered. It wasn't my anxiety. It wasn't my past. It wasn't me being paranoid. It was him. He was fully prepared to meet up with a complete stranger behind my back, so I told him exactly what he wanted to hear. Okay, I wrote, then let's meet. Friday night? There's a bar downtown that's discreet. He agreed immediately, suggested a time, even joked about what he'd wear, like this was the most normal thing in the world. I sat there alone in our living room, surrounded by photos of us smiling on vacations and birthdays, and felt this strange calm roll over the panic. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't imagining things. Now I had his own words, in black and white, proving exactly what he was willing to do when he thought I would never find out. Friday night, I didn't do my hair or put on a cute outfit. I wore jeans and a hoodie, printed every screenshot, and asked my older cousin to come with me in case things got ugly. We got to the bar early and grabbed a table at the back with a clear view of the entrance. At exactly 8:10, Mark walked in, looking around with that nervous, excited expression he'd had on our first date. He'd even worn the shirt he told Leah he'd wear so she could recognize him. I watched him order a drink, check his phone, glance at the door. When he finally typed, "I'm here. Where are you?" I replied from Leah's account, "Turn around." He did. His eyes landed on me, then on my cousin, then on the stack of printed messages on the table. All the color drained from his face. "Anna, this is crazy. I can explain." He started. I slid the papers toward him. "Explain where you say you're single. Explain how you don't owe anyone explanations. Explain asking a stranger out when you live with your girlfriend." He grabbed one of the pages like he could rip the proof out of existence. My cousin sat there with her arms crossed, just watching. For 20 minutes, he cycled through every excuse. It was, just for ego, just chatting, just to see if I still had it. He said I'd forced him to hide things by being jealous. He even tried to flip it on me for catfishing him. "Do you realize how messed up it is that you tricked me?" I let him rant and then said very quietly, "I didn't make you download that app or lie about being single. I just gave you the chance to show me who you really are." He didn't have an answer. In the end, I told him it was over, that I'd pack his things and he could pick them up when I wasn't home. Then I walked out of that bar without looking back. It's been a few weeks. I moved out, blocked him everywhere, and started therapy again. Not because I regret catching him, but because I don't want this to poison every relationship I have after this. Do I think catfishing your own partner is healthy? No. It was messy and honestly a little toxic. But would I rather still be sharing a bed with someone who tells strangers he's basically single? Absolutely not. So, if you were in my place, which would haunt you more? Setting up a fake profile to finally see the truth, or spending years wondering what he'd be doing on his phone if you'd never dared to look behind the curtain?